Hi, I'm Roger Wakefield.
And I'm Julie Wakefield.
In this video, we're going to teach you how to network for extroverts. And this is great for me. I'm an extrovert. Now, Julie, on the other hand, well,
I'm an introvert. And so networking is hard for me. And there are certain things I have to do. But Roger, you know, when you're extroverted, there's some things that you need to be aware of as well.
Number one, listen more than you speak. Now, I've had it put to me in multiple ways, but a really good one for me to think about when I'm going networking is you've got one mouth, two ears. You've got two ears because you really need to listen twice as much. The thing to remember when you're out networking is it's not about you. Don't get me wrong. I get asked a lot of questions and I do end up talking a lot, but it's because I'm trying to bring value to the people I'm talking to. As you see today, I'm wearing a Texas Green plumbing shirt. That's what I wear when I'm networking here locally because to me, it's about building my brand, building my company, and making the phone ring. Now, as you notice, I've probably been talking too much. Julie, what do you have to say?
Seems to be something that you do a lot, Roger.
It happens.
So when you are an extrovert and you are in a group or you're talking to someone else, be aware that sometimes you can overpower someone else who's not as extroverted as you are. Make sure that you're giving them an opportunity to talk. And you know, one of the things that you can do, Roger, is you can ask them questions about their business. Ask them about where they're from. Get them to talk and don't ask yes or no questions.
Another great thing, number two really, is slow down and listen to them. They're really giving you information that can help you learn. And I heard it one time, you don't just introduce yourself as, hey, I'm Roger, I'm a plumber. Start off by introducing yourself as what your purpose is, what your why is. But something even better, when somebody walks up and says, who are you? A great lesson I learned from Tina Phillips is it's probably not as interesting as what you do. Why don't you tell me about you? And start off that way, and that lets them know you really do care about them and you want to hear what they have to say.
That's so true. You know, give them an opportunity to speak first because then they can tell you a little bit about who they are. And then you, if you're really paying attention, then you will know where to take that conversation to help them get going, help them talk and share information about themselves.
And not only that, while they're telling you about them, you may also be thinking, who could I introduce them to? Who is it that I can introduce them that could really help them? Because normally when you help enough people, they want to reciprocate and help you. And anytime you can make an introduction that's really good for people, it really is a good thing to do.
That's so true. So part of this, before we leave this topic, is when you are spending time with someone, that is when you really get to know how you can serve them. Networking is really about making connections and helping others. Remember, you're not here to sell tonight. You're here to sell later, to build that relationship first. The business will come.
And another great thing is you're not really here to sell to them. They can introduce people that maybe you could sell to.
The third thing that is really important when you are an extrovert is be aware of your tone and your body language. Now, Roger, you know, this is something I personally have to watch all the time. Sometimes I say things and it sounds like I'm mad.
It happens often when she's around me.
But I know, but I really am not. So that is something that Roger has been working with me on and is saying, you know, you said that really sharp. You know, you said that the wrong way. And you have to watch just being overpowering.
And you've got to think about that body language part. When people see me and they see my shirt, they know I'm a plumber, they want to talk plumbing. And I love that because that's a way I can help them right there. I can answer questions for them. I can be a trusted advisor that they can talk to and I can give information to. Now, you got to be careful though, because if they're telling you about other plumbers that have been there and all of a sudden you're crossing your arms, you're shaking your head, you're doing this, you're talking bad about another plumbing company without even saying a word. You want to be very careful in the things you do and the things you say. Body language is huge. You want to make sure that you're focused on somebody, you're addressing them, and when they're talking, you're looking at them. You're not looking around the room like, okay, who else do I need to talk to? Don't worry about who's next. Worry about the person right there in front of you. Number 4 is a big one. Be aware of personality styles. There's different type people even as an introvert or an extrovert. Now, me being an extrovert, I can talk to anybody. It is so easy for me to do, but you've got to understand there are some people that you may be speaking to that they don't talk a lot, or maybe they stop and pause before they answer because their mind has to process, it has to think. That's actually what helped me and Julie with our marriage, learning about DISC profiles. She is an SI, I'm a DI. So me, D for dominant, I have to be focused and bold and just straightforward with everything that I say. And some people have to pause and think. And I'll give you a great example. I used to ask Julie, would you like to go to lunch today? Julie would say, oh my gosh, yes. You know what? Yesterday for breakfast, I had pancakes. Oh my God, they were so fluffy and wonderful. And we had bacon with it. And then for lunch, what did I do for lunch? Oh my God, dinner last night, we had enchiladas. And her mind, yeah, it does. She processes and goes through everything to get to an answer. And it used to frustrate me. As a D, I asked you if you wanted to go to lunch, where you wanted to go. I'm expecting an answer. She wants to process and think about it and determine, well, what have I had lately? What am I going to have in the future? What would be really perfect for today? Me, I can make a decision like that. Some people aren't like that. And once you learn that and you understand it, you can learn what personality types people are, and it can better that relationship. And to be honest, when you go networking, you're there to build a relationship.
That is so true. You know, you have to become very comfortable with the silence. Sometimes if you ask a question, be prepared for them to just not answer it for a minute and know that they're thinking. Give them some space to think. So extroverts oftentimes want that quick answers because they want to move on. And extroverts need to learn to slow it down and understand some people do not communicate like you. And so it's not about you, right? It's about the person who's in front of you.
And if you always make it about that person, your relationships are going to grow and your network's going to grow into one that can really help you in your business.
Okay, the fifth thing that we're going to talk about today is the follow-up. The fortunes are in the follow-up. Please don't forget that. But when you follow up, usually it's with an email. Sometimes it may be with a phone call. Your email needs to say something along the lines of, I enjoyed talking with you at such and such event. I enjoyed this about getting to know you. How can I help you? Is there anyone that I can make a contact for? Who can I connect you with? And then ask if it would be okay or if it is needed to have a follow-up phone call or coffee. You could do a Zoom call, but some type of in-person meeting for 30 minutes to an hour.
And that's a great thing to do. They give you their card so you can follow up. They don't give you their card just to get put in your CRM. They don't need to be just dropped into your drip campaign thinking that's your follow-up. Well, I'll put them in my drip campaign and they'll get notified every month that I'm still around. That's not what a follow-up is.
That's spamming.
Yeah, that's horrible. What really, and I love what Julie talks about, and she's really good about it, when you follow up with people the right way, you say, hey, I really did enjoy meeting you last night. I love the fact that you're a real estate agent. And if I can ever do anything to help you, or if you know anybody in my network that I could introduce you to, please let me know. I'd be happy to make that introduction.
So if you're an extrovert, you really have to think about the way you're coming across at networking events. Make sure you're not overpowering. Make sure that you are being respectful to someone else and that you're humble, because you want to make sure that people see you for someone who they can trust. Because remember, business comes from people others know, love, trust, and connect with. So we hope you've enjoyed this video today and that you've gotten something out of it. If there's something that's bothering you or if you have another idea, please feel free to drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.
And if there's anything else as an extrovert you think we should have talked about, leave a comment down below and let us know. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. I'm Roger Wakefield.
And I'm Julie Wakefield. And we'll see you in the next video if we don't see you at a networking event.